become harder to read. In the right way. A woman does not become curious about you because you disappear for 3 days like a man copying advice from the internet. She becomes curious when she realizes she does not have you completely figured out. That is different. A man who plays games is easy to read because everything he does still revolves around getting a reaction from her. He delays replies to make her wonder. He acts cold, so she asks what happened. He posts things, hoping she sees them. That is not mystery. That is need wearing a mask. The kind of man who becomes harder to read is not performing distance. He is actually busy. He has places to be, work to handle, friends to see, a body to train, goals that matter, and quiet responsibilities that do not pause just because one woman gave him attention. When she notices that your energy does not rise and fall with her response, something changes. She starts feeling that there is more going on in your life than your interest in her. This is where you stop being predictable in the weak way. Predictable in character is good. She should know you mean what you say. She should know you are not fake, chaotic, or desperate for drama. The problem is when you become predictable in access. She knows you will reply instantly. She knows you will always adjust your plans. She knows one dry message from her will make you work harder. She knows she can disappear, return casually, and still find you sitting there with the same full attention. That kind of predictability kills tension because it tells her there is no cost to taking you lightly. You become the man who is always available, always understanding, always ready to resume where she left you. And once someone knows they can have your attention without earning it, they usually stop treating it like something valuable. The right kind of mystery comes from having a full life and not over-explaining it. You do not need to announce every move. You do not need to tell her why you were busy unless there is a real reason to explain. You do not need to turn your schedule into a performance so she knows you are important. You just move like a man whose day already has weight. When you talk, you are present. When you leave cleanly. When she gives good energy, you meet it. When she gives lazy energy, you do not chase it around the room. That is what makes her look at you differently. She starts realizing your attention is not sitting on the shelf waiting for her. It belongs to you first. And when a man owns his attention like that, he stops feeling like background noise. Stop acting like you're trying to convince her. The moment you start treating her interest like a case you have to argue, you already put yourself in the weaker position. You text too much because you want to keep the conversation alive. You explain yourself too much because you do not want her to misunderstand you. You keep finding ways to show her you are different from other men, more serious than other men, more loyal than other men, more patient than other men. And on paper, all of that sounds decent. It sounds like effort. It sounds like you are being intentional. But in real life, when a woman is not already feeling drawn to you, that kind of pressure does not make her feel more attracted. It makes her feel like you are trying to talk your way into a place she has not opened for you. And once she feels that, she stops experiencing you as a man she is discovering. She starts experiencing you as a man who is waiting for permission. This is where a lot of men lose the game before it even starts. They think if she is not interested, the answer is to do more. Send a sweeter message. Give a deeper compliment. Be more available. Reply faster. Ask more questions. Prove more patience. Stay around longer. So now every interaction starts carrying this hidden question. Do you like me yet? She can feel it even when you do not say it. She can feel it in how quickly you answer. She can feel it in how carefully you choose your words. She can feel it when you laugh too hard at something that was not that funny. She can feel it when you act like any small attention from her is a reward. And the problem is not that you like her. The problem is that your liking her starts making you smaller. You stop standing in the room like a man with his own life. You start standing there like a man hoping she finally notices he is good enough. The shift begins when you stop trying to win her approval in every little moment. That does not mean you become rude. It does not mean you act cold. It means you stop overperforming. You speak normally. You do not rush to fill every silence. You do not keep pushing conversation when her energy is low. You do not treat her delayed reply like a personal crisis. You let the interaction breathe. You let her decide whether she wants to step closer without you dragging her there with attention. A woman can only reconsider you when she feels there is something solid to reconsider. If all she sees is a man leaning forward, waiting, adjusting, explaining, chasing, and trying to be chosen, there is no weight there. There is only hunger. And hunger might get sympathy for a moment, but it rarely creates desire. Let her feel that you have options, without saying it. A man with real options does not need to announce them. He does not need to mention other women in the middle of a conversation just to see if her face changes. He does not need to post himself around girls and hope she starts wondering who they are. That is not abundance. That is a man trying to manufacture jealousy because he does not trust his own value. Real options show up in the way you carry yourself. You are friendly without begging for attention. You can talk to people without looking like you are auditioning for approval. You have a social life that does not begin and end with one woman's mood. When she is around you, she can feel that you are not trapped inside one outcome. You like her, maybe you are interested, maybe you are open to something more, but you are not acting like your whole confidence depends on whether she chooses you. This matters because women read desperation faster than most men think. She may not say it directly, but she notices when your world shrinks around her. She notices when you stop talking to other people as soon as she enters the room. She notices when you become overly careful, overly nice, overly focused, like every move is designed to avoid losing your tiny chance. And when she feels that, she does not feel special in the way you hope. She feels the weight of your need. A man with options does not make her feel like she is responsible for his emotional state. He can enjoy her company without trying to lock it down immediately. He can flirt lightly without turning the whole conversation into a proposal. He can walk away from a good interaction without needing to squeeze one more sign out of her before he leaves. The strongest way to let her feel you have options is to actually build a life where you do. Not just romantic options, social options, weekend options, career options, places to go, people who want you around, things you are improving. A woman should not feel like she is the only interesting thing happening in your week. When she senses that, her perception of you changes because you stop looking like a man waiting to be rescued by attention. You become a man moving through his own life with or without her. That does not guarantee she wants you. Nothing does. But it does something important. It removes the smell of begging from your presence. And once that disappears, she can finally see you without the pressure of your needs standing in front of you. Make your presence feel calm, not needy. There is a certain kind of pressure that does not come from words. You can be sitting beside her, smiling, acting normal, and still make the whole room feel like you are waiting for something from her. Waiting for her to laugh harder. Waiting for her to ask you a personal question. Waiting for her to touch your arm. Waiting for her to finally give you the sign you came looking for. And even when you think you are hiding it, your body tells on you. You lean in too much. You watch her reactions too closely. You over-explain simple things because silence feels dangerous. You keep trying to make the moment mean something before it has earned that kind of weight. That is what makes a woman feel surrounded instead of drawn in. She does not feel free around you. She feels observed. She feels like every move she makes is being studied for hope. Calm presence is different. It does not chase the moment. It lets the moment happen. You can talk to her, tease her, listen to her, and still look like a man who is not trying to extract proof from the conversation. You are not rushing to turn one good exchange into a future. You are not acting wounded because she did not respond the way you imagined. You are not secretly keeping score of every smile, every delay, every word. That kind of steadiness makes you easier to be around because she does not have to manage your feelings while speaking to you. She can relax. And when a woman relaxes around you, she starts noticing things she would have missed under pressure. Your confidence, your humor, your restraint, the way you do not panic when she is not feeding you attention every second. This is why needy energy kills attraction even when your intentions are good. You may think you are being serious about her, but what she feels is that you are rushing her into a position she has not chosen. You are asking her energy to carry your confidence. And no woman wants to feel like one reply from her decides whether your day is good or bad. So you pull that weight back onto yourself. You talk because you have something to say, not because you are scared she will forget you. You compliment her when it is natural, not every time you need reassurance. You let conversations end without forcing one more message. You leave space without turning it into punishment. When your presence feels calm, you stop looking like a man asking to be picked. You start feeling like a man she can move toward without being dragged. Stop rewarding her low effort with full access. One of the fastest ways to become easy to dismiss is to keep giving full access to a woman who is only giving you scraps. She sends one dry reply, and you respond like she opened the door to something serious. She disappears for a while, comes back with "hey," and you immediately act like nothing happened. She gives you a little attention when she is bored, and you turn around and offer your whole evening, your whole mood, your whole emotional availability. You tell yourself you are being patient. You tell yourself she might warm up if you stay consistent. But there is a difference between being steady and teaching someone that your attention has no price. When a woman can give you almost nothing and still receive the best version of your effort, she has no reason to value the effort. She may enjoy it. She may even appreciate it in a casual way. But appreciation is not desire, and comfort is not the same thing as attraction. This is where you have to be honest with yourself. Are you giving because the connection is growing? Or are you giving because you are scared that pulling back will make her forget you? That fear is what keeps a lot of men stuck. You know her energy is low, but you keep feeding the situation anyway, because some part of you believes silence will end everything. So you overcompensate. You send the longer message. You ask another question. You make another plan. You forgive every lazy response before she even has to explain it. And slowly, without noticing, you train her to experience you as available without effort. That is not how attraction grows. Attraction needs some kind of movement from both sides. If she never reaches, never invests, never shows curiosity, never makes space, then you are not building tension. You are carrying dead weight and calling it hope. The move is simple, and it will feel uncomfortable at first. Match the level of investment without becoming bitter. If she gives low effort, you do not punish her. You just stop overpaying. You do not send paragraphs to a one-word reply. You do not clear your schedule for someone who treats plans like a maybe. You do not keep chasing a conversation she keeps letting die. You stay respectful, you stay composed, and you pull your energy back to where it belongs. If she is interested, she will feel the difference and may start meeting you with more intention. If she is not interested, your distance saves you from wasting weeks trying to revive something that was never moving. Either way, you win something important. You stop handing out boyfriend-level attention to someone who has not earned that place in your life. Become better. In a way she can actually notice. Self-improvement sounds good until you hide it in your head and expect her to magically feel the difference. You can tell yourself you are changing, growing, becoming more serious, becoming more disciplined, becoming more focused, but if nothing about your real life looks different, nobody has much to respond to. She is not inside your private promises. She sees how you move, how you dress, how you speak, how you handle pressure, how you spend your time, how you carry your body, how you react when things do not go your way. That is what creates a new impression. Not a speech about how much you have changed, not a message explaining your potential. A woman starts looking at you differently when your life begins giving off different evidence. You look cleaner. You stand straighter. You stop being so available for pointless conversations. You take care of your responsibilities without needing applause. You become harder to dismiss because your presence starts showing that something in you tightened up. And understand this clearly. Becoming better is not about turning yourself into a performance for one woman. That is still chasing, just dressed up in gym clothes and better cologne. The point is not to make her jealous, not to make her regret, not to make her suddenly panic because other women might notice you. The point is to stop living like your best version only wakes up when a woman refuses you. You should already be building a body you respect. You should already be learning how to talk without shrinking. You should already be getting your money habits under control. You should already be cleaning up your room, your clothes, your schedule, your friendships, your distractions. When she sees those changes, maybe it shifts something in her. Maybe it does not. Either way, you are no longer stuck as the man waiting outside her attention, hoping she finally gives you a reason to improve. The kind of change that gets noticed is usually quiet before it becomes obvious. You stop arguing for respect and start moving in a way that makes disrespect feel out of place. You stop needing every conversation to prove you matter. You become more selective with where your time goes. You stop looking tired from chasing people who are unsure about you. You become the man who has something to do after the conversation ends. That matters because attraction is not only about looks, it is also about direction. A woman can feel when a man is floating, and she can feel when he is moving somewhere. So move somewhere. Build something. Fix what you keep postponing. Improve the parts of your life that make you feel secretly embarrassed when nobody is watching. When your life starts looking handled, your energy changes. And sometimes, that is the first moment she realizes she may have judged you too quickly.